Alright, we're back at it. So, this practice sword here is the only blunt finesse weapon in the game. I learned this from Lost account on Reddit from his Frost Trickster build. Might come in handy for us later. And as you can see, the darkness arrows are going to help us a lot throughout the game. Just put them there and steal anything. I end up poisoning the alcohol in the goblin camp. It seems like a thematic thing for an Arcane Trickster to do. And this helps us get to finally level 4. Watch them fall down. Die. We hit level 4. And then this is why we're going the Hexblade dip and focusing on charisma, right? Because it makes us a really fun Arcane Trickster. We can trick people, deceive them, do whatever we want. So we can finally get our Arcane Trickster subclass. At level 4. Cantrips. We're going to be taking Friends and I guess Blade Ward. Spells. Disguise Self and then really whatever, it doesn't matter, we're going to be replacing it. And then Long Strider. Cantrips, you want to be careful. We're dumping intelligence on this build, so all the offensive cantrips are not going to be useful. The spells, Long Strider is great for buffing movement for your kiting. Mage Armor is also going to be really good for a little defensive buff on the mage hand. But we'll probably get that next level.
That's good.
I just want to demonstrate here kind of a lot of what I'll be doing off camera, because it's not that mechanically interesting. You can just, you know, murder people casually for experience. So a lot of what I'll be doing is finding extremely safe ways to just get kills. Either decrease numbers of the enemies, or just kill them all in an extremely safe way. So here we're going to lure goblins across a pit. And just attack them from a distance to where they can't even do anything to us. I forgot to give Mage Hand a strength elixir. So I mean, if I need to, I can resort to Mage Hand just shoving or throwing them into the pit. But I mean, you don't need to probably. So I mean, even though I'm not hiding with my bonus action here, they can't really do anything to me. I'm just gonna lure them closer to the edge. Hide. They literally won't do anything. Move back. And this is gonna be a concept you'll see quite often in my play, where normally, if you have disadvantage, you wouldn't get sneak attack, right? Even if you just have one source of disadvantage, which for me was outside of range. But because you have the mage hand next to them flanking, you can still trigger the sneak attack. Another thing to think about, sometimes you'll see me using the actual sneak attack actions. A lot of times it's just because I like the animations. sometimes it's to prevent the double attack. So I saw these guys, I figured I would just throw them in the spider pit. Get some free experience. Fortunately, Mage Hand didn't get the throw off, but it's all good. I just bring in Shovel to kind of take some of the pressure off Mage Hand. I'm hoping the Goblins might attack Shovel instead. Back on the sneak attack thing. The ranged sneak attack has a straight kind of projectile versus the regular ranged attack has more of an arc. So sometimes you can use one or the other based on which kind of trajectory you want, which I did there. I did end up shoving one more off. Yeah. No. No. Oh, I used Thunderwave. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you don't need to be like a wizard or sorcerer or whatever to use spells. We're a rogue, so we can steal scrolls, just use them whenever we want. There will be some that you may want to save for certain fights, but in general, don't hesitate to use what's in your inventory. You could always do a couple long rests and restock by stealing. So I mean, we're completely safe up here, just shooting fish in a barrel. There's not much more to it than that. I think the enemies are glitching and can't decide what to do. I don't know if I have anything interesting to add to this. I'm just keeping Mage Hand and Shovel safe now. And out of sight, so I don't pull more enemies into the fight. And so I don't have to resummon them. I don't think I kill the spiders at this recording, but I do at some point. I mean, again, it's just shooting fish in a barrel. Easy, free experience. And like I said, we're trying to maximize our early experience. We got a smoke powder bomb there, which is nice. Those are going to be really strong early if we can group up some. I'm a trickster, right? So I'm gonna free this guy, then kill him right after. Maybe I don't do it now, I might do it later. Goblins standing next to a pit, never gonna be good for them. I generally prioritize the highest health enemy to throw off with Mage Hand. Then I shove the other one. Maybe I could shove or throw the last one with the Mage Hand. Can't get in a good position to shove though. Right, so here's a good example of the arc versus the straight line. Just throw them in the pit. The nice thing about using strength elixirs on the mage hand is it allows you to run like a bloodlust elixir. I haven't run any elixirs yet on this run. Just because I don't need to. But we can run Bloodlust for an extra attack or extra action. And then Mage Hand with the Strength Elixir can do all our throwing enemies off cliffs, instant kills in the pits, stuff like that. Unfortunately, Mage Hand does have the really low initiative with 10 dexterity, so +0 to initiative. We can maybe use vigilance elixir sometimes, but then that means we won't have the strength elixir for throwing.
I'm so tired. I can do this all day. Watch your back.
So we'll continue to just kill people in the safest way possible, get some more experience. We're going to sort of work our way to level 5 through Act 1. I want to kind of try to go through the game in a somewhat normal progression. So I use Shovel to initiate the surprise round. Targeting one of the lower health enemies, and then I'll just throw the highest health enemy off into the pit. Boom, instant kill. I mean, Mage Hand is basically doing more damage than me right now. This video is going to be a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but there's just a lot of small things I kind of wanted to talk about. I think the last thing I'm going to do here is just kill Abdurak. He's over there by himself. He'll run away if you're not careful. I have a habit of just turning off lights. It's probably unnecessary and a bit time consuming. So one of the nice things about Mage Hand that I can't remember if I put it in this video or not, but when Mage Hand throws an enemy on the ground, they'll often be prone, which is nice for getting you advantage on the attack, which could either trigger sneak attack or just kind of help if the enemy has high AC. I don't think I put it in this video, but when I was off about just murdering random people, I forgot what they're called, the Flame Watch, over at Joaquin's Rest that's grieving over the dead friend. That's a pretty high AC. So we're going to take Ethel's side here. If you're exploring down south, or if you help the paralyzed tiefling, Ethel will leave the grove. I think we get extra 2 experience here for killing these guys. Marina doesn't have to know. But yeah, we still want to buy strength potions from Ethel. And so we're going to kind of work towards that right now. I think I ended up healing the paralyzed girl, and then someone maybe murdered her.
Chill runs up your spine. You feel like being watched.
If you're not used to murdering a bunch of innocent NPCs, you probably haven't played Divinity Original Sin 2. That game is kind of important to get experience since there was limited experience in the game. Here there's not really limited experience, but like I said, I just want to hit the earlier breakpoints. So we'll go over to Ethel's house. We'll take her side again against Marina. But we're a trickster, right? We're just pretending to be on her side.
Feel free to regard, go out my patience. Eat up, Marina. I won't say it again. Thanks to you, people in dire need travel from, and you, a regular swimming in your brain juice is a bit of an inconvenience.
We're definitely not going to give her our eyeball, though.
You're a sharp one. Look, that is my price. Nothing more, nothing less. It's all quiet. And you, my door is always...
Yeah, it's a very poor bargain. But now we can trade with her again over here.
That's not fine. What are you hiding?
I know, so you're going to give me one of those precious peepers.
So we'll just press the trade button, buy more strength potions. And we can keep doing that until we want to actually fight her. I won't be fighting her until I at least get like Elixir of Galful movement or Ring of Free. So we're gonna move on to the Gnolls now. Again, shovel, trigger the surprise round, and now I can pretty much do whatever I want. So, I do have a couple of smoke powder bombs now, which I think will be fun. Having Mage Hand throw the bomb frees us to continue to stay out of combat and have a free action to still use. This isn't necessary. I can beat the fight without the bomb. But these guys can be a little bit dangerous, especially the ranged guys doing multi-attacks. Their accuracy's not great, but you can get unlucky. And instantly kill 3 of them. And now I can go back to my character and just assassinate the last one. You'll find plenty of bombs. In fact, they kind of weigh a lot, so it's better to use them as you go.
Trust no one.
If you have good opportunities. So we all make mistakes, you know, and forget things. And I'm always still learning things about the game. My thinking here was I just take the easy fight by turning Flynn to our side and having him fight his own Gnoll friends. But I kind of overdid it here. Oh, that's coming through.
Careful, I bite.
Step careful.
So even though Mage Hand's not invisible, I can still have the Mage Hand hide and stay out of sight. If I wanted to, I could short rest and turn it back invisible. But I don't feel like I need to right now. So I thought I would get cute with it and take out one of the Gnolls before the fight. But it didn't go according to plan. If you surprise Flynn, Flynn will not initiate the conversation in order for you to control it. So I do get a kill on one of the Gnolls, but I initiate the surprise round, which I didn't really think about.
Time to kill.
Of course, I'm never going to get myself into a situation I can't handle, right? We always have outs. We can dash away and flee combat. We can use an invisibility potion. We have our darkness arrows. So the worst thing that could happen is if we got a really debilitating status like madness, hold, paralyzed, stun.
And keep your head down. Leave the heroics to them that don't value their own skin.
And then we can't have our out. So, again, I forgot about this whole thing. Panicked a little bit when he came up and paralyzed me. So I'm just considering my options here, right? Do I use an invisibility potion and reset? I'm not sure if that'll force Flint back into the conversation. I haven't tested that. I could just dash away and flee. But I kind of just want to commit to the fight. So I end up deciding to abuse darkness. So we'll talk a little bit about darkness once I do it. So we don't have infinite darkness heroes here, we only have a few. So we can't abuse the strategy too much. But
Let's have a little
one
fun.
nice thing about rogues and gloomstalkers is the bonus action hide. Right? If you're just standing in darkness then enemies can still sometimes attack you or even throw weapons at you. Not all the time, but sometimes. So I don't want that to happen. If you hide in the darkness, they literally can't do anything except move around maybe. So that lets you use an action, hide back in the darkness, use an action, hide back. Mage Hand is immune to blind, but still can't throw items while in the darkness. Mage Hand has a low initiative, but maybe if we roll good, we can stay alive. Otherwise, this is just sacrificing Mage Hand. But we're gonna do this Smoke Powder Bomb again. Unfortunately, the Gnolls save on it. And Mage Hand rolls low, which is common, since there's no dexterity bonus at all. You have to be really careful when using darkness arrows, right? It says the darkness lasts 3 turns, but the way that 3 turns is counted is kind of much less than 3 turns, right? So it counts it basically from the start of the turn you use it to the end of the 3rd turn, right? So if you only have 1 action, we shot the darkness arrow, that counts as the 1st turn. The 2nd turn, we have our free action, and at the end of the 3rd turn, it'll disappear, right, with no warning. So that 3rd turn, we would have to shoot another one, which is what we'll do here. Don't mess up your counts. I just want to see if I can get some AoE damage. Group some enemies up and eliminate some of them. It'll make the kind of kiting phase a lot easier. And that's our 1 free action, right? That's the 2nd turn of darkness. Since the enemies aren't moving and repositioning, I decided to bring the shovel up, get a little kill here, and then hopefully draw more enemies here. I was hoping she would roll better initiative, so I could move maybe into the darkness and see what happens. Because then the ranged Gnolls might just move closer, since they can't shoot into the darkness. But I don't want to risk standing in darkness myself in case Flint is able to attack me. I end up using the gruel there. Just because I panicked a little bit. And I need to use my bonus action to hide. But this works kind of perfectly. All the hyenas move towards shovel. All the gnolls move towards shovel. Now they're all grouped up. And again, you don't have to be wizard, sorcerer, whatever to cast big spells, because we have all the scrolls we stole. So we can just Fireball. The downside is we can't like upcast Fireball. But Fireball, kill them all, then hide. And that's our one kind of free action turn on this darkness. For reset. So now that there's only Flynn left, I can easily hide him, right? I have the Crusher Ring, I have the Speedy Light Feet, I have a bonus action dash, I have a Long Strider on. There's no way Flynn can really catch up to me. Flynn does have a ranged shot that you need to be careful about. But the melee attack I'm more scared of. So I was checking the enemy class to see if it would work with protection from evil and good,
Keep them guessing.
which it did. So now, if they do use the ranged attacks on us, they'll have disadvantage. Keep us a little bit safer. So now I can do a little strategy here, where I just do ranged attacks, bonus action dash. Run away. Then Flynn can't really do anything. Because Flynn's so far away here, I use this opportunity to just get a little extra damage by dipping my crossbows and then casting Mirror Image. So now with the disadvantage and Mirror Image, we're very protected if Flynn gets a ranged shot off. So you can toggle your dual wielding function if you want. If you have it on, right, the attack will use your action and bonus action. But you can play around it if you know what you're doing. Right, like the sneak attack action or a special arrow won't trigger the bonus action. Or if you just bonus action dash first, speeding it up here just because the guiding strategy is a bit repetitive. I think I should not have led Flynn into the cave. I was thinking Rugen and Ollie over here might help me out a little bit. But they kind of aren't that useful. I end up missing out on some experience here because Flynn kills Ollie. So I don't get the experience for killing Ollie. I don't want the same thing to happen to Rugen, so I'm kind of worried. So Rugen's paralyzed. and I want to get this kill in one hit. I have lightning charges, so magic missiles actually going to do at least 3 damage on each shot. And it's going to be my best bet for a definite kill. Minimum 9 damage.
Like you accepts my gratitude and walks away. I know.
So I get the password from Murugan, and then take this chest, and then just murder him, which gives us some experience, and then allows us to get the Herald crossbow in a minute. That's pretty much it for here. So now we are in the Zentrum hideout under Waki, and we get the Herald crossbow, which is nice. And since we took the Hexblade dip, we get martial weapon proficiency. We can use heavy crossbows. We can use Twist of Fortune. We can use whatever we want, really. Scimitars. I mainly want the Gloves of Thievery from here. Invisibility potion's always nice. I mean, it's just a free escape from any situation. The Jolty Vest is a very slight upgrade from our +1 chain vest, but it's expensive and I can just get it for free. So again, our strategy, right? We don't have to get a bunch of damage per round and get into a fight. We're a trickster, we can just pick people off, assassinate, and have completely like safe, free fights. So I end up trying to see if I can lure more over here across the dock. I could have if they notice me. The Mud Mephits can fly across the dock, but they won't if you hide outside of their sight range. And then you could just shoot them. So one thing I don't like about builds is you can change equipment based on what works best for each fight. So here I switched to Herald, right? Because it has longer range and I can shoot across the dock to the other dock. It has 3 more meters of range versus hand crossbows. Same range as short bows, long bows, and light crossbows, I think 18 meters. Versus hand crossbows, 15 meters. Now if I'm in a close quarters fight, hand crossbows might be useful for a little bit of extra damage from the bonus attacks. But when I need the range, I'm going to be using something like Herald. And so I kill one of the other Mud Mephits. Completely free, right? I haven't even entered combat yet. But now it's going to be harder to lure the other Mud Mephits. The tree ants are going to be really easy to deal with. But I don't want the Mud Mephits exploding on me. I made a mistake here setting my inventory while the other Mud Mephit crept up on me. But it's okay. Like I said, we always have backup plans, we always have outs. I kind of want to try to just kill this Mud Mephit in one shot. So I bring Shovel over to trigger a sneak attack. If I don't get the kill, Shovel can probably finish it off. If I do get the kill, then it's perfect. We sacrifice Shuffle, and we can just resummon Shovel after the fight. Now my focus is to kill the last Mud Mephit, since they're the most problematic for me. So I can cutting action hide here to trigger sneak attack.
Just like old times.
Hopefully shoot the kill, which I luckily do. If not, I can possibly bring Mage Hand over. Now the fight's easily won, right? Trance really can't do anything to me. So I'm just gonna stay here for now, in a position where they can't really reach me. And then once you'll see, I'll kind of kite them and then jump across. They can't jump across to the other island. Unfortunately, they do get the entangle off. Honestly, not too worried about it. I can always use fire on the vines. I don't have anything better with my bonus action, so I'll just reset the fire on my crossbow. Which obviously, I think these guys are resistant to piercing, but vulnerable to fire, so the extra fire damage is useful. If nothing else, then to just make the fight go faster. I'm gonna take one hit here from opportunity attack, but I'm not worried about it. Now I can just sort of run away. Once I get to the other side, they just have to stand there while I shoot them.
This way.
If you want to, you could play it safe and just disengage and dash. And once you get to the other side, it's completely safe. We have 2 more level 1 spell slots from the Arcane Trickster class, which we're mainly going to be using on shield. It's really nice. And remember, you can apply lightning charges to the fire as well. So it'll do a little bit more damage from the burning. So now we're in position. Right. We jump across here and really won the fight. So there, the lightning charges triggers and just kills them. Just using the fire arrows to make it go faster. Exploiting that fire vulnerability. But I mean, you could just jump across here and shoot them forever. So now that we're across, we can taunt them. Music. And just do whatever you want.
I'll do it my way.
Mage hand's rotting for some reason. I think we'll probably put some fire back on our bottom. Maybe. Oh no, we just end up using Scorching Ray. Alright, so now we can get the Shadow Druid letter. And then go front Kagha, which will give us the Brood Mother Amulet, which will be really nice for assassinations. So we're going to confront Kagha. We're going to do it in kind of an interesting way here. So we can switch back to the hand crossbows since we're in close quarters. We're not going to be really kiting, shooting from a distance.
Hello, Joe.
Just looking at the layout of Gnolls here.
Speak. What is time?
We're a trickster, again. I'm going to keep saying this. We're tricking Kagha into being on our side.
Think yourself quite a
That's why we're doing this kind of base character style. High persuasion. High deception.
You do know what you say. In shadow, we are purified. Cora's voice breaks and her lips tremble. Reason in your words.
That's going to make the fight really easy.
When it
But
it was us that brought light. Sylvan,
we're still going to kill Kagha. So even though these druids are your allies, the green ones, you could still get experience for killing them, which is the same strategy I use for like the Mind Flayer ship at the beginning. So I steal the kill on the Mind Flayer ally
Shall we cut and run?
in the final fight on the ship, and that gets us a little nice experience boost. So we're gonna take out at least one Shadow Druid just to make the fight safer, or we start doing some shenanigans. So Kagha helps us take out one of them. Mage-hand's still kind of hiding out of the fight. Not sure what I want to do with it yet. So I'll just bring it in. It seems safe enough now. There's enough distractors to where Mage-hand's not really going to be prioritized. thing is, I don't want the fight to end too fast before I kill Kagha, because it'll be easier to kill her when she's fighting someone else than when she's fighting us. So I'm a little worried about this hold person. I might mess with our druid friends a little bit so they can't crit this shadow druid. I forgot to re-up on the strength elixir, I guess, so I'll have to fly over and mage hand the elixir.
Keep them guessing.
Until you kill Ethel, strength elixirs are basically unlimited. So I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Ready or not?
So I'm just watching the fight, seeing what happens right now, seeing what I should do. Soon I'll start just targeting our allies. So I want to get rid of this hold person. Right, so remember what I said earlier about mage hand throwing causing prone, which immediately breaks concentration. Mage hand can avoid opportunity attacks by just flying. So we're gonna throw Wrath to get rid of the old person. And we're gonna throw him into the moonbeam just to just for fun. He gets the Shadow Druid out of the moonbeam and puts some extra damage on Wrath. Along with getting rid of the hold person. And now we're going to focus on Kagha, get rid of the moonbeam. I'll end up throwing a potion at this guy. It's not that useful. I thought maybe that could help them last a little bit. Yeah, we'll start attacking Kagha, take some damage off. Kagha reapplies the moonbeam, so the whole getting rid of hold person and trying to throw a potion was not that useful. So now that there's one Shadow Druid left, I'm gonna hard focus Kagha because there's enough Druids to keep me safe. But I need to kill Kagha before this Shadow Druid dies. I wanted to see if I could kill this druid by just throwing them off the edge, but I'm probably gonna end up throwing Kagha. That's what I would do if I were me. Or just punch Kagha. Okay, that's fine. 6 damage. Alright. I'm gonna get Kagha low. I want to make sure Kagha dies to me and not to the badger. So you just have to be careful about it. So I'm worried that the badger is taking too much damage now. So now I am going to throw Kagha away at Wrath. And then hopefully kill her on the next turn. Get lightning charges and do a little booming blade with advantage. Fortunately, she has 1 health left. She uses her action to change into a wolf because she's low. Then I can safely finish her off. I could have played this fight a little bit better. Looking back on it now. There we go. So you can see we get 150 experience for killing Kagha. We get the Broodmother Amulet, and we're completely safe from getting attacked by her with Moonbeam and a crit or something. And then we can finish off the other Shadow Druid easily. I was thinking maybe I could kill one more friend druid. Can't remember if I ended up doing that. No, I didn't. Wrath kills the last Shadow Druid. But yeah, someone did go and kill bunch of the other druids right after this. Probably wasn't me. And that's it for this video.